Hello, namaste, good afternoon to all of you. Is my audio clear to everyone? Quickly respond in the chat box. Is my audio clear? Are we good to start? Quickly respond. Audio is okay. Can I start? Yes. Right. Okay. Perfect. Those who came little late. hmm, Audio is little low. Let me check. Is audio okay now? Can you confirm? Is it better? Is my audio better now? Yes, I think we are good to go. Audio looks okay. Hmm. By the way, we are in practice series. I have completed majority of overhead chapter, but there is a bit of pending thing in overhead. If I am correct, I have to start from question 33. Can you confirm in chat box? Last class we did up till 32. I have to start from 33. Am I correct? Am I correct? Can I start? Okay. Yes. Good evening once again to all those who joined the session. We are in overhead chapter of part B practice series. I've completed up to 32 questions and I'm starting from 33. Question 33, mark it as important. There is one confusing adjustment in this. You get that, you'll be able to solve the entire question. That is, read. SE Limited manufactures two products A and B. The company had budgeted factory overheads amounting to 3672,000 and budgeted labor hours of 1,80,000. So if I divide 3672,000 divided by 1,80,000, I will get labor hour rate because your denominator is labor time. What is the formula for labor hour rate? Total overheads divided by total labor hours, correct? Which is 3672,000 divided by 1,80,000. The company uses predetermined overhead rate for product costing purpose. The department wise breakup of the overhead and the labor hours is given to you. Department P and Q, if you see the amount, 25,92,000 plus 10,80,000 will come to 36,72,000. This was the same number given in first paragraph. So what is the difference between previous para and this para? Here you have the department wise segregation. And budgeted labor hours 90,000 plus 90,000. If you see, total is 1,80,000, and this was the same number they gave in the first paragraph. And what they did for labor hour rate, they calculated for each department separately. I think in first para when we did 36,72,000 by 1,80,000, some are replying 20.4, correct? What was 20.4? One rate for the full company. Am I correct? One rate for the full company. But what they have done in this table, one rate for one department. correct? If you remember in class material, we had discussed this blanket overhead rate, one rate for whole organization versus department wise overhead rate, where you calculate overhead on each department per department, correct? That's what they have done in the question. Moving forward, additional information. This is where a lot of students get confused. Each unit of A requires 4 hours in P, 1 hour in Q. Also, each unit of B requires 1 hour in P and 4 hours in Q. Read slowly. P and Q are two departments. A and B are two products. Not to get confused. A and B are products. P and Q are departments. Okay. Now, A requires 4 hours in P and 1 hour in Q. B requires 1 hour in P and 4 hours in Q. Do we know how many total hours we have in P? 90,000. Total hours in Q? 90,000. Sir, total time is available. How many hours are required to make one unit is available, but how many units we should make, that is not available. How many units we should make, that is not available. That is what we need to find out in working note number 1. This was the first year of the company. There was no work in progress at the end of the year also. However, 18005400 units of A and B were on hand at the end of the year. What is this? Closing stock of FG. Closing stock of FG. Done. The budgeted activity has been attained by the company. You are required to determine production and sales of both A and B for the year. Now, let's understand this in equation style. Department P has 90,000 hours. Department P has total 90,000 hours. Department Q also has 90,000 hours, correct? And what will you produce in P and Q? Product A, product B. And what did they say? Look at this. Each unit of A requires 4 hours in P. So I can take it as 4A, 4A. A is number of units of A. Then 1 hour in Q. That means it will be 1A. Hope you're understanding. 4A plus 1A. That is for product A. Also, B requires 1 hour in P. That means, sir, this is 1B, and 4 hours in Q. This is 4B. Correct? Did you understand the equation? 4A plus 1B. 1B can be written as B. 1B means B is equal to 90,000, and this is A plus 4B is equal to 90,000. Correct? Sir, this looks like a simultaneous equation. Correct? Sir, we should change the sign. If you change the sign here, 90,000 and 90,000 will get cancelled. Then you will be left with A and B. A and B or X and Y. Many people prefer assuming it as X and Y. It is same, no problem. But we should not cancel 90,000, 90,000. Remember how to do an equation. You have to take a common factor and multiply. Correct? So this is 1A. So I'll multiply this with 1, and this is corresponding 4A. So I'll multiply with 4. Remember, A means 1A. So this factor I'll use here. This factor I will use here. With this, what will happen? You will be able to find out the value of A and value of B. Now what is value of A? Number of units of A produced. What is B? Number of units B produced. Correct? But they said production and sales. I'm highlighting. It says, however, 18005400 units of A and B were on hand at the end of the year. Now, whatever you produce, in that some stock is still with you. Balance should be understood as sold. I repeat, whatever you have produced minus what is still with you, the difference should be understood as sale of units. Correct? So when you do the equation, I'll show you here. Look at this, 4x, they took it as x and y. I took it as a and b. On solving the equation, you will get 18,000, 18,000 each. Now what is the meaning of this? 18,000 you have produced. But how much is still with you? 1800. If you minus 1800, balance you must have sold. Correct? Same for second product, 18,000 minus 5,400, balance you must have sold. This is the way to answer sub question 1. I need a reply in chat box. Did you understand how to do the equation? This is the screen. 4a plus 1b is equal to 90,000 hours. 1a plus 4b is also 90,000 hours. And then you solve the equation. You will get a and b, that is number of units of a and number of units of b. Okay, everybody. Yes, this is done. Second, ascertain effect of using predetermined overhead rate instead of department wise overhead rate on company's income due to its effect on stock value. Now, how many units of closing stock we have? 1800 units of A. Observe, product A closing stock is 1800 units. Now, to make 1 unit of A, you need some time in department P, some time in department Q, correct? Yes, sir. How many hours are required in department P? Sir, 4 hours. And here 1 hour. Okay. And what is the overhead rate? If I go by department wise overhead rate, the department wise overhead rate, if you take, it is 28.8 and this is 12, correct? This will give you for 1 unit how much is overhead included in closing stock? Overhead included in closing stock. But how many units we have? 1800, correct? Now this plus this will give you overhead included in closing stock. Overhead included in closing stock. Did you understand what I wrote? 1800 units are still with me, and to produce that we have spent 4 hours in P, 1 hour in Q. Every hour that we spend in P, overhead cost is 28.8 rupee, and every 1 hour in Q is 12 rupee. So when I multiply 4 into this, 1 into this, I will get to know overhead per unit. And how many such units? 1800 units. So when I multiply P plus Q added, I get to know overhead value in closing stock. This is if I do department wise rate. This I should compare with single rate for full company. If I do single rate for full company, I have to take P plus Q together. That will be 5 hours. You know how I got 5 hours? 4 hours in P, 1 hour in Q. But that time the rate is 20.4. I saw somebody had sent this in the chat box. How much was rate when you do for the whole company? One rate for full company. I think it was 20.4. Is that correct? Into 1800. Correct? Now tell me, this will be overhead included in closing stock. Now you have one number here, you have one number here. Able to follow? The difference will result in what? Either overvaluation of stock or undervaluation of stock. No, Maheshwari, I don't think it was 20. It was 20.4. Single rate for full company. Can somebody recheck in Kelsey? First paragraph. I will wait, please recheck. Is it 20.4? I want few more students to check and confirm. 36,72,000 divided by 1,80,000. First paragraph of the question. Correct. It is 20.4. Yes. Now tell me. If you go by department wise overhead rate, you will get department wise two numbers. You will add, you will get to know how much is overhead included in closing stock. Suppose this comes to 20,000 rupee. Okay. But if you do one rate for the whole company, you will get say 22,000 rupee. I am writing examples. When you solve, you will get to know. I'm just explaining example. Now, what does it mean? Sir, if we go by departmental rate, my closing stock overhead portion is 20,000. If I go by one rate for full company, blanket rate, then it is 22,000. That means 2,000 rupee overvaluation of stock. 2,000 rupee overvaluation of stock. What happens when you overvalue closing stock? Your profit will go up. Remember, in trading and P&L account, closing stock is on the credit side, and if credit side number goes up, automatically profit on the debit side also will go up, because the ledger has to tally. If closing stock goes up, credit side goes up. If credit side goes up, then net profit will go up. Able to follow? This way you have to do even for product B. Closing stock units 5400, then do P and Q separately and get that number, and then P plus Q together get that number. The difference will result in either overvaluation or undervaluation. Okay, that is what they have also done here. See this 1800 into 5 into 20.4, single number. P and Q if you segregate and then add, compare that with 183. This is this plus this. Then they have written overvalue or undervalue of closing stock. In total, is 90,000 rupees of overvaluation. Okay, these were the two difficult things in the question. The last part is easy. You will be able to do selling price versus selling price. The difference is underpriced or overpriced. This is very easy. You will not have difficulty. This table is where a lot of students have confusions, which I have clarified now. Hope there is no more worry. You have to still solve. I have explained. Play the video and solve once again. Done. Moving on. This will be easy. If you use one rate for full company, you have to do 4 plus 1, 1 plus 4, 20.4. But if you use department wise, 4 into 28, 1 into 12, 1 into 28, 4 into 12, and then add, you will get. This is easy part of the question. You will not need my help. They have written department wise separate rate, one company, one rate. Same material cost, labor cost won't change, only overhead will change. Okay. Yes, sir. Question 34, and this is an easy question. Let me take you through. P Limited has three production departments, P1, P2, P3, and two service departments, S1, S2. The following data is extracted from the company records: rent, lighting, indirect wage, power, depreciation, insurance. A list is given. You know what to do. Only the apportionment. Direct wage. Remember P1, P2, P3. Direct wages, direct items we should not take. You all know this. Only S1, S2 direct wage should be taken. Correct, sir. Horsepower, cost of machine, floor area, light points, number of hours. Now S1, P1, P2, P3 as well as S2. From S2, P1, P2, P3 as well as S1. You know what this is? S1 to S2, S2 to S1. Correct? That means, sir, both way there is department wise transfer. S1 to S2 also, S2 to S1 also. Compute overhead absorption rate, and then if P1, P2, P3 require so much material labor. The easy question. I don't think there will be any difficulty. Direct wage, remember P1, P2, P3 you should not take. S1, S2 to be taken. Rent, lighting, etc., etc. This total, if you do not write also, it's okay. Lot of students ask this question. Sir, in ICI answers, they print this. This total is there already in the question. Your job is not to write total once again, correct? You need to apportion, sharing. That is your job. So item, basis, directly P1, P2, P3, S1 and S2. That should be enough. Okay. Right. This is an easy question. Those who have time, solve it. Those who do not have time, at least go through. Reading is enough. Solving is not necessary because there is nothing new in this. Okay, moving on. Question 35. SNS Trading Company has three main departments and two service departments. You know what is this and what is this? Main departments, when they say, they are referring to production departments, two service departments, support departments. Yes. The data for each department is given below. Purchase, packing, distribution. These are main. Maintenance and personal. These are service. Expenses in rupee, area in square meter, number of employees. All the simple, all the numbers easily understandable. The cost of maintenance department and personal department, which is S1, S2, correct, is distributed on the basis of area in square meter and number of employees. Where is area in square meter? Sir, this ratio. Number of employees, this ratio, correct. You are required to prepare a statement showing distribution of expenses of service departments to the main departments using step ladder method of overhead distribution. Remember, what was step ladder method of overhead distribution? Sir, once I take a service department and transfer its cost to another department, I will not transfer anything back. Am I correct? Once I take S1, I transfer to P1, P2, P3, S2. Done. Then when I open S2, I will go only to P1, P2, P3. Will not open S1 again. Remember step ladder method. Every time you close a department, next time you should not come back and open the department again. Yeah. Compute rate per hour for each main department, given that purchase department, packing department and distribution department works for 12 hours a day, 24 hours a day and 8 hours a day respectively. Assume there are 365. This is your denominator, number of hours in a year, and there are no holidays. Okay sir, 365 days into 8, if you do, you will get total time. That's the denominator. 8 for 1, 12 and 24. What is more important? Three departments plus two departments. First, expenses, correct? So first activity, just copy all expenses, 5, 8, 3 and a half, 6, 320. What should happen in step ladder method? I take one department, transfer to other departments, and then when I take the next department, I should transfer only to production departments. Did you notice nothing is going here? Nothing is going here. Tell me, if it was repeated distribution method, from S1 to S2, again S2 to S1, again S1 to S2, again S2 to S1. Do you remember this? Till both numbers reach almost zero, we used to do. But here that's not necessary, because it is what method? Step ladder method. And sir, in what ratio we have to share? What did they give you? Maintenance department in the ratio of area in square meter. Where is area in square meter? 12, 15, 7, correct, these numbers. And when you are taking maintenance, you should not take maintenance number. I can't transfer cost to myself, so it should be 12, 15, 7 and 6. See this? 12, 15, 7 and 6. That's a dash, meaning nothing, 0. And sir, what about distribution? They said it will be transferred in the ratio of number of employees 800, 1700, 700. Obviously, personal to personal you won't transfer. Sir, what about 200? Even that should not be taken. Can you tell me why? Sir, that is the nature of step ladder method. Once you close a particular department, you should not open that department again. Do you agree? They first closed maintenance department and then they go to personal department. They will not open maintenance department again. Easy? Yes. And then finally you get total for only P1, P2, P3. That will be divided by number of hours. that will be divided by number of hours. You get rate per hour. Yeah, this is not a very tough question. I would mark it as average type question. As I told you, if you have understood, just dance it through. Really want to practice, you have time, you practice. Otherwise, it's not a very difficult or very tough kind of a question. Okay, everybody, can I move on? Yes. Hmm. Always remember one thing in mind. In exam, the moment they use the word step ladder method, once I close S1, I should not open S1 again. But if they use the word repeated distribution method, S1 goes to S2, S2 goes to S1, again S1 to S2, again back and forth and back and forth. You keep doing it in repeated distribution only. Okay, the moment you see step ladder, your work is reduced. Take S1, give it to everybody. Take S2, give it to everybody other than S1. Perfect. Moving on. Next question. Okay, looks like there is a small problem in printing. So let me open old batch material. Just a second. Overhead topic last. Just a sec. Yeah. Here it is. By the way, it's the same question. See, this is the same question, but there is a small uh, printing error. Can you see here on top of the page itself, a lot of content has gone. It's not readable for you, so I'm opening that question from another material. Okay. Even this question is important. Even in this question, there is one major adjustment. If you get that, balance is easy. Okay. Let's see. All of you pay attention. A workshop has 8 identical machines operated by 6 operators. The machine cannot work without an operator wholly engaged on it. Very important sentence. Read. The machine cannot work without an operator wholly engaged on it. I want your reply in chat box. We have 8 machines. We have 6 employees. And then there is a line that I have highlighted. Read that highlighted line and tell me whether my sentence is correct. On any given day, at any point of time, only 6 machines will be working. Other 2 machines will always be at rest. Am I correct? Yes or no? I repeat my sentence. Read whatever is there on screen. On any particular day, any time you go to the factory, only 6 machines will be working, 2 machines will be at rest. Do you agree with me? Yes or no? Good. Yes. Hmm. Reply in chat box. At any point of time, only 6 machines are working. Though there are 8 machines physically, all 8 will not be working. Yes. Why? Look at the highlighted sentence. The machine cannot work without an operator wholly engaged on it. That means if I am an employee and this is the machine will work only when I am there. If I am not there, even the machine is not working. That means though there are 8 machines, we are only 6 people. That means at any point of time, only 6 machines are working. Only 6 machines are working. Correct? This is very important for calculation. But remember, which 6? Nobody knows. Suppose machine number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Today 1 to 6, 7 and 8 will be at rest. Tomorrow 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2 will be at rest. Some other day 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 and 8, 5 and 6 will be at rest. In this way, every machine will get some rest. Correct? Because there are only 6 people. Even if machine is ready to work, we don't have people. I hope you are following. Even if machine is ready to work, we do not have people. Yes, sir. Continue. So cost should be for all 8 machines, but work will be done by only 6 machines. Yeah. Original cost of all 8 machines works out to 64 lakh. This is for depreciation calculation. The following particulars are furnished for a 6 months period. Careful. Normally, most of the data points in question will be on per annum basis, annual basis. But here they are talking about 6 months basis. So chances are there that some will get confused, go slow. Normal available hours per operator 1248. Absenteeism without pay per operator. Leave with pay per operator. Now, sir, are we calculating machine's time or labor time? Looking at the first para, I feel only when labor is there, machine will also be working. If labor is on leave, indirectly, machine is also on leave. If labor is absent, machine is also not working. If it is Sunday, since labor is on holiday, even machine is enjoying its holiday. Do you agree? Because machine cannot work on its own. Therefore, if labor hours we calculate, that itself will be machine hours. Think. If labor hours we calculate, that itself is machine hours. Sir, what is this without pay and with pay in bracket? Now this with pay or without pay is for employee's salary. Correct? This is absenteeism without pay. What does that mean? He is absent and company will not pay salary. Here, leave with pay. He is absent but company will pay salary. But whether it is salary paid or not, employee is anyway not there, and if employee is not there, machine will not work. Correct? Next, normal unavoidable idle time per operator. Unavoidable idle time, what is this? Tea, coffee, lunch break. Tell me, if employee goes for lunch break, machine is off. Because what was there in the first paragraph, machine will work only when an operator wholly engaged on it. You can't ask your colleague to manage 2 machines because you want to have a coffee and cup. That they clarified in the first para itself, right? Now please do this in calci. 1248 hours available in calci. 1248 hours available, minus 18, minus 20, minus 10. This will come to, I think, 1200 hours. Can you check and confirm? 1200 hours, is that correct? What is 1200 hours? Number of hours for which labor is working. This itself should be understood as number of hours for which machine is working. Are we okay? But this is for 6 months period. If I want per annum, this should be into 2. This should be multiplied by 2. Correct, sir. Moving on. Production bonus 10% of wages. Power consumption, supervisor, lighting and electricity. Now, average rate of wage per day of 8 hours per operator 200 rupee in calci. 200 rupee is per day and one day has 8 hours. In calci please. 200 by 8, we are paying 25 rupee per hour. 25 rupee per hour. Yes, sir. Now the next thing to calculate is for how many hours I should pay salary. For how many hours I should pay salary. Now start in calci please. Out of 1248 hours, see what I am writing in blue. This absenteeism without pay. That means surely for this I will not pay salary. Name itself says absenteeism without pay. That means this I have to minus 18. Correct, sir. Leave with pay. That means I can't cut salary. Observe the wordings. Leave with pay. He is not there, but I can't minus the salary, so nothing to do. Normal, unavoidable idle time. If he goes for tea break, lunch break, coffee break, can I deduct salary? No, sir. You still have to pay salary. 9 hours salary paid, 8 hours work done, balance 1 hour lunch, tea, coffee. How can you say I'll cut salary because you are having lunch? Can't happen. That means this and this I can't minus. In Calci 1248 minus 18, I have to pay salary for 1230 hours. Did you understand? Machine will work for 1200 hours. That was a different discussion. Salary will be paid for 1230 hours. And how much is the salary per hour? 25 rupee. That means if I do 1230 into 25, I will get to know total labor cost. Total labor cost. Did you understand? This will be my total labor cost. Done. Moving on. But all of this is only for 6 months. Keep in mind. The following expenses are given for full year: insurance, sundry, management expense, depreciation. All of this is per annum. Correct. From here, things will be easy. Repair and maintenance will be 5% of value of the machine. So whatever is the value of the machine into 5%, doable. Prepare a statement showing machine hour rate for the machine shop. Important point is this: how to calculate number of hours, and then operator's wage, production bonus, power, etc., etc. This total and other things. This part total, and they have done everything for 6 months. I told you this. Either you can do all calculation for full year or all calculations for 6 months. Sir, can I do all calculations for 1 month also? Yes, you can do. Then depreciation, salary, insurance, everything you should bring it down to 1 month. Either 1 month or 1 year, or in this question, because they have taken that 6 months data, you can do it on 6 months also. But remember, if numerator amounts are for 6 months, denominator should also be for 6 months. Correct? If numerator is for 1 year, denominator also should be for 1 year. Okay, with this knowledge, you will be able to complete the answer. You will get same 238.67. They have done it for 6 months. You may do it for 12 months. Then what will happen? Both numerator and denominator amounts will be big amounts, but final answer will come down to 238 point. Okay, they have done everything. See this? See, this is the way you can also present amount for 6 months. Heading itself they wrote for 6 months. Now it is easy. You can do for full year, then you write it as amount per annum. Okay, everyone, done. So this was that small print error told you. By the way, this is the correct question. Only first 3 lines there is a printing error. If you want, you can pause the video and update this question. The first 3 lines only you have to write. Okay, done. Back to our book. Here we are, 238.67. I think with that, overhead chapter has been completed. Okay, sir. So tell me, so far in the series, introduction and cost sheet, material, labor, overhead is done. Overhead is a detailed and big topic. Keep enough time during your revision. Overhead can't be done fast way. Okay, it's okay. It'll take some time, but it's a very important topic. Yeah, which is the next topic, by the way, activity based costing. Yes, right. Listen. For those who are watching the videos later, it won't make a difference. For those who are watching live, activity based costing is also a quite uh, detailed one, okay, because these one or two questions took a little extra time. I prefer we will do only activity based costing as a separate session, and that will be done in the next video, not in this video. Okay, for those who are watching live, I thought I'll do this and activity based costing today, but it took a lot of time to complete the overhead topic itself. Activity based costing will be done separately, otherwise even that topic will be half done, and then every video we will be having some half pending topic. So instead we'll do it completely the next separate session. Okay, so you start revising from your side part A. I will be doing this alone, activity based costing in session. Okay, whoever is watching in future, not live but on YouTube in future, you just have to go to the next video. Next video will be activity costing. Yeah, all right. Thank you very much, everyone. I'm closing this session here. We will meet next session for activity based costing. Bye bye.